Brent, we used to have a shooting every 17 days.
It affects the whole community because it sends ripples of fear.
There's enough of all these people dying, all my friends, all so-called loved ones, all the oldest people, seeing all the young people getting taken away. It's not nice.
Enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
Today, the balloons that are going to be released signifies the number that have died in our borough.
Seven years ago, when Not Another Drop began, which was in 2001, it was basically the community police and local authority coming together and saying, almost at the same time, you know, we've had enough, we need to do something.
The trigger was in 1 week in and around Harlesden and in Brent, there was about 6 murders of gun crimes. And the community was crying out for leadership.
The statutory agencies recognised that, you know, they couldn't do it alone and community had to be the cornerstone of whatever was happening. So they all came around the table, sat together, and they came up with Not Another Drop.
No more killings! No more knives! No more knives!
We're trying to break down the community barriers we see as a perceived authority figure, and we're trying to work with community to support them, to try and break down those fear of crime and work with the community to make it safer.
And we hope by doing something very visible, we give others the courage to come forward with information, and we make others think about their actions and think about whether or not they need to be carrying that knife or need to be carrying that gun.
Too many times politicians is that they're preaching. No, we don't preach. We let the community tell us what they want. This is their initiative and we're only here to give them support and highlight it in a major way.
Today, what we're going to do is every family member who's lost loved ones will be given a candle. That candle will be lit and then the light will be passed on to somebody else as well.
2002, Kaiser Osman. 22nd of April, 2002, Suraj Saurabaja.
It just pains me personally. I'm just here as the positive side of hip-hop saying, look, we don't endorse all of that. We don't endorse knife crime. We don't endorse guns. We don't endorse artists that promote that stuff. So you'll never hear that kind of stuff on like what we do.
I'm a lot of guns and knives. Like, we live once. It's not about dying young. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've got so much more to see.
We've just completed a personal development program for young individuals, 16 to 25.
It's about actually doing something with the youth quietly. It's not about the glory. It's actually working at the school level, at the playground level, at the community centre level to make sure kids understand that there's a bigger world out there. Brent is not the world. Brent is one tiny little speck on the planet.
Enough is enough! No more guns!
I work within the community and I know a lot of young people that are involved in what's going on and a lot of people that have been taken out as well. So we're just trying to show like the positive side of hip hop because like the negative side is always out there, but we're definitely out there, we're definitely supporting the Not Another Drop movement. The Peace March is really one way of us showing unity in the community to say really enough is enough and appeal to community members to come and support what we're doing.
And it has made an impact, you know, because we've had a reduction And you don't just get that just like that. You don't just get that with initiatives. It doesn't happen. It happens because the community makes it happen. We had a mother who reported her son in Stonebridge for having an automated weapon. You know, she's actually saved his life and probably the lives of others as well.
It's been adopted.
Your sweet face seems so unreal. Those reflections I cut right through my soul. They make me feel so weak inside. I just can't wait to see you smile again. I swear it leaves me mesmerized.
For every one of those people, there were mothers, fathers, aunties, uncles, brothers, sisters, neighbours, relatives, friends whose lives were shattered.
About all of us, and we have to stand together side by side.
All the work that we're doing, that's a partnership with the community and my own officers. Crime is dropping dramatically in the borough.
Too many mothers are crying and fathers on their heads. Tears are drowning the living, unnecessary death.
We show absolutely no respect to anybody who carries a gun or carries a knife, because that is not the brave or sensible thing to do.
We don't want nobody shed more.
5 years, 9 months, 5 days today, my son Salom was murdered. This great loss, which is as fresh in my mind today as on the day it happened, cannot be made good by any amount of compensation. We must educate young people to see that carrying weapons is not only cowardly, but will also lead to disaster.
I believe that we're beautiful people, and every one of us represents that beauty. We need to create longer days for our youth so that they can have dreams and hopes from which they can shape their future. I believe we need to address the barriers that are preventing our children from communicating to their families and the people around them who can help them. I believe we need to listen to their anxieties, and they do have them, but we just don't understand. So people, be strong and let your heart take courage. Thank you.
I must admit, you had me down for just a week or two, contemplating, planning, thinking just about the things I do to you.
Nobody has a right to go out and carry a gun. It's not because you're poor, it's not because of the social issues. It's about learning the respect for human life from home, from parenting.
It's about, you know, try and find knowledge yourself, educate yourself, get a book, go to college, go to school, do whatever to move yourself forward, and let's get these guns and knives off the streets. Young people, it's time to start thinking about yourself and start thinking about using your mind instead of, you know, using guns and knives.
Yes, the government have a responsibility, local or central, but what about the parents? Why don't they start at home first? And then you will find the respect. Then you'll have less crime, whether it's guns, knives or drugs. So stop getting down in the blame culture and start and do it for ourselves.
Like, you don't want to be the next person dying, so just stop that. When you're thinking about picking up a gun, taking out that guy over something petty, just think twice. That you're taking away your life and his. It's nothing good at all. And that's why it's just time for a change.
Self-respect, I will